Shocking fact. This is Jungkook's award that HEBY hid. What's that? Not many people know that on a rainy February night in New York, while the world was busy celebrating the Grammy Music Festival, there was one moment that was barely recorded by any camera, not posted by anyone, and not written down in Jungkook's official list of achievements. The moment took place in a small room backstage. There is no red carpet, no applause. There are no spotlights. Only one young man stood in front of the mirror, with reddened eyes from crying that was held for too long. In his left hand was not a sparkling gold goblet, but a short letter. The letter consisted of only 2 sentences. But those 2 lines, according to an insider who wished to remain anonymous, have made Jungkook even prouder than when his name was called on Billboard or MTV. What's in the letter? And who wrote it? The name is clearly written under the letter, written with a black pen. HEBY, and that's where the puzzle begins. Before we unpack what HEBY is, we need to look back at how Jungkook's life was filled with false lights, stifling expectations, and waves of confessions that often didn't come from a sincere place. From the age of 13, when he decided to leave his hometown of Busan for a dream in Seoul, Jungkook was no ordinary teenager. It is a machine that is prepared for the stage, a hard worker who is trained to keep smiling even when his body bleeds due to brutal choreography, a child who at the age of 15 already provides for his family, and at 18, he is already a global icon. But of all the stages he has stepped on, only one he has not chosen for himself. His own inner stage. The stage had no audience, no cheering. There was only one voice, one question that was never raised by thousands of fans, thousands of journalists, or even his own agency. Are you okay today? That is the word that keeps coming up. And according to one source close to Jungkook's family, that sentence is what the person referred to as HEBY always sends. Not through the official app, not through the manager, but through the little notes that are always tucked between Jungkook's clothes when he goes out of town. Even when he concerts in Europe. He even performed solo in America. One photo went viral on Twitter and was deleted in less than 30 minutes. In the photo, Jungkook is captured opening his jacket pocket at the airport and taking out a piece of paper. He read it for a while, then smiled, looked up like he was holding something, then folded the paper back and put it in a small bag near his chest. Many fans think it's just a plane ticket, but one anonymous account replied with a mysterious line, "That's from HEBY again. See how he smiles? That's not a smile for the army. It was a smile for someone who knew him as Jungkook, not the Golden Magne." The tweet was deleted. The account is suspended. But the internet never forgets, and from there the investigation began. What is HEBY? This name never appears on the list of music producers, is not listed as a fan site, is not included in publicly known family members, and is never mentioned by BTS members even once. But if you look closely, in one of the V Lives in 2022, when Jungkook was broadcasting himself in the middle of the night while singing softly and scribbling on paper, there was one moment where he wrote the letters, HEBY. Then he smiled, didn't say anything, but he nodded a little. It was as if only he and God knew what it meant. Theories began to develop. Some say HEBY is a pseudonym for someone from Jungkook's past, a little friend who once saved him from despair before his debut. Some even think HEBY is his mother's name, but his mother's name is Jongmi. So another theory sprang up. HEBY stands for Her Eyes Became Your Home. Too poetic? Not really, because only people who knew Jungkook as a child, not as an idol, would write letters that always contained sentences like, "You don't have to please everyone today. Just enough to go home with your heart intact." Or, "You can fail today, but don't hide your tears from me." Have you ever heard of fan mail like that? No, because this is not a fan. This is someone who had seen Jungkook cry in silence, before the world knew him as the man who set the stage on fire with his dancing and voice. But why is this award hidden? Because the letters are not worth the money. It cannot be displayed in a museum. It cannot be used as an album promotion. But Jungkook kept it, always, in his little wallet that he supposedly never opens in front of the camera. And more surprisingly, in a private documentary that was not released to the public in 2023, tentatively titled J, there was one scene leaked by an internal editor. In the video, Jungkook is asked by the crew, "What award are you most proud of so far?" Jungkook did not immediately respond, but he opened a small zipper under his jacket and took out a sheet of paper, already scuffed and almost torn. He showed it to the camera, but part of the writing was deliberately blurred. Only one word from his mouth that is not blurred. It's from someone who knew me before I was famous. He never cared about me, Jungkook. He only cares if I'm happy as John Jungkook. Then the screen darkens, and the documentary never aired. Too personal? Or too touching for a world that is already too cold? There was a strong suspicion that the agency didn't want too much of a human story to be highlighted in depth, because it could expose Jungkook's fragile, too honest, too uncontrollable side. But Jungkook, who has always been known as a private person but full of warmth, decided to keep the award. As a reminder that behind the stage, behind the crowd, behind the cheers, there is one small space inside him that still wants to be a child who is asked in a soft voice, "Are you okay today?" And the one who always asks that, that's him. HEBY. The biggest mystery is not who HEBY is, but why Jungkook never revealed it. Because in a world full of cameras, perhaps the only sacred space left is the one that is not recorded. The award does not need public recognition, because he already lives in her. But one thing is certain. HEBY is not just a name. It's an appreciation. It's a reminder. It is the only form of love that is not marketed, and perhaps, for the first time, we realize that the highest award in life is not a trophy in hand, but a person who always selflessly asks, "Are you okay today?"